Okay, so the first question. Since you began to study politics, has the field changed for women? And if so, how?
It's changed in a couple of different ways. Number one, there are a lot more women in political science than there were when I started studying it. And by studying it, I want to say as a graduate student. So I started my master's in 1991, I think, or maybe 90, can't remember at this point. And I never had a female professor. Actually, frankly, I never had a female professor in political science until I started working on my PhD. So that was in the 90s. And then as I got out, there were other women who were in the graduate program with me, and they graduated as well, and we all went on to get jobs. And so just by those numbers, it seemed to increase the numbers. So there are a lot more female professors now than there were back then.
Interesting. And do you think that we will see a female president within the next 2 decades?
Within your lifespan, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. And if a woman is elected as president during the next election, do you think her salary would be the same as if it were a male in office?
Yeah, because it's a legal thing, so there's no bargaining. There's no there's no job talk other than debates and speeches and stuff. So the salary is set by the government, so there is no disparity between men and women in that respect.
Okay. And what observations have you made on women's involvement in politics at the local level? Do you think Los Angeles has an even amount of men and women in office?
Well, there's a couple of different things that you just said that I want to sort of tease out. So when you talk about politics at the local level, the thing that I think about is things like neighborhood councils or things like school boards, right?
Okay.
Local politics and smaller city councils, right?
Okay.
There you have a lot of female representation. It's once you start getting up into the bigger offices, and I want to say City of Los Angeles is so huge that really to run for offices in the City of Los Angeles, you're probably spending as much money as you would be in a small state, you know, on the other side of the country. And given that, that's where you start to see disparities, although I believe in California they are shrinking. So in terms of local politics and citizen activism, there are as many, if not more, women who are active. It's just once you get into higher elected office, the number of women go down. It has a lot to do with financial support and financial backing.
Okay. And do you think that more women will vote for Carly Fiorina and Hillary Clinton because they're women?
No. The thing that I always say to people is that we women have actually voted for men before. So we aren't necessarily opposed to voting for men now. I think it's actually insulting to ask a woman, are you going to vote for this person because they're a woman? Well, if you've ever voted, you've probably voted for a man, so I don't think women have issues with voting for men.
Okay.
Therefore, we're not automatically going to vote for a woman just because she's a woman.
Okay. Awesome.